Hi everyone, this is David Bratanek with Coldwell Banker Southwest Realty. Today we're going to go through the market stats on what has gone on in the local real estate market here in Sarnia-Lambton over the month of June, and we're going to compare it to June of 2020 as well as May of 2021 to give us an idea of where things are headed. As you've probably heard, if you've been following me or you've been following anybody else in the real estate business, you know it's a very hot market, and we continue to see that in June of 2021. And I think we're going to continue to see that at least till the end of this year, probably into next year as well, as things might start to cool off a little bit towards the fall, and the spring might be a little bit cooler than it was this year, but it'll still be, I think, quite a strong market because we are seeing the same problems of lack of supply, and that's been a consistent issue in the real estate market across the country, not just here in Sarnia-Lambton. So let's go through and we'll look at those stats. So the first stat to look at is what is going on with listings, because the number of listings is really a determinant of what's going on and where the prices are headed. So we have seen a pretty big decrease in the amount of listings in the month of June for residential listings. Only 202 were added to the board. That is down from last year by about 20%. Last year in June we had 253 come on. Now that was a little bit of a caveat too, because it was a pushed market a little bit later. The spring market was pushed later because of COVID, so everybody sort of shut down right at the start. And then as things started to settle in, people got used to it, more listings came on the market later in the year than they normally would have. But 202 really is not a whole lot. We've seen 171 sales. So these are some good news signs that maybe the market is starting to slow down just a little bit, because more listings came on the market that month than came off of it. If you look at last year, or last month, we actually had 225 listings come on the market, and 200 of them sold. So we're in sort of that same boat where more listings are coming on than selling. I would like to see more listings come on the market in order to go to an even more balanced marketplace, but we are still seeing that. The average sale price for the month, and there's always the caveat of over 171 sales, a few big sales can really drive up that average price. But they're at $545,000 last month, and year to date for the average sale price we're at $506,000. So overall, I think that's a pretty good number. If you look at, that's over almost 1,000 sales now. We're at 961 sales so far for the year, averaging out at $506,000. Originally, I said, if you look back in my videos and into my newsletter and blog, you'll see that I did say that I was expecting it to break 500 by the end of the year. We broke it quite early, and then things kind of leveled off a little bit, and I think we're seeing things on their way back up. So we are seeing more price increases. That at this point last year, that average sale price was at $371,000. So we're at a 36% gain over the past year. When I started doing videos a year ago and doing blogs here in Sarnia a year ago, we were seeing about the same amount of gain from the year before. So we've had quite a massive growth in the last 2 years. The median sale price, which is a little bit of a better determinant in my opinion, because it sort of takes out those really high-end sales. They only count for one instead of counting for 5 or 6 of the average sale price. So the median sale price there is at $450 for the year so far, and is at $479,900 for the month of June. If you compare that to a year ago, we were at $366,000. So again, the median sale price month over month is up almost 31%. That's a huge increase over a year. We saw it the year before that as well. And I don't think we're going to continue to see these 30% numbers. But next year, if I'm standing here saying we've gone up 16, 17%, that wouldn't really surprise me at all. In fact, I'd be surprised if we went down at all, and or very surprised if we went down at all. But if we went even back to a 5% market, I think I'd still be surprised in a year, because the underlying issues won't have changed within a year. It's just a matter of how long it takes to develop. We've had sort of systemic shortages in housing across the country now for about 5 years, and as that continues, those prices are going up because there's nowhere else to go. You can't build new because there are so few opportunities, and those prices are high as well. So we've seen big price increases. We're at 30% over last year, just over that. Year to date is also going up. It's at 450. Last month it was at 443 for the median sale price year to date. So jumping that over 200 sales is showing a pretty significant increase still in the market. Now, one thing to look at is what's going on with the total number of listings and total number of sales. So the more listings we have, obviously, the more supplies on the market, that should be pushing prices down. We do see more listings so far this year by just over 100, about a 13.67% increase over where we were last year for the total number of listings coming on the market. But the sales have kept up with that and actually gone even more so. We're at 961 sales so far this year, as I already mentioned. That is 35%, just under 35% increase over last year, which by this point we had 712 sales. So yes, there is some more supply, but then the demand for housing is overwhelmingly making up for that. So all these numbers basically are here to show us what is happening right now. Right now we don't have enough supply. It's been clear that in the past we've just been seeing these bidding wars and people paying whatever it takes to get a house. And whether that's good or bad for the market, I'll let you be the judge of that. Obviously it's determined based on who you are and what your situation is. If you're a first-time buyer, it's a really difficult time to get into the marketplace. However, if you wait and this continues the way that I foresee it going, you might end up in a situation where next year you end up paying 20% more for the same house as you could buy it this year. I know that's worrying to hear as people save up for down payments and stuff like that, but it's really just a matter of, are you going to be able to save enough of a down payment over the next year to make up for or to keep up with the cost of housing. Now, we are seeing, I've had the same conversation a year ago with people who are now in the market, and they weren't ready to buy last year, and they're saying, well, last year you could buy that house for $300,000, and this year it's $400,000. Isn't that insane? And it is insane, but that is where the market is going. That's where the price that somebody else is willing to pay. And we've seen that time and time again. I am going to do a video where we go through some of the ideas of bidding wars and what's going on with that. I'm actually going to shoot that, I think, later today, and I'll get it up as soon as I can. But we're going to go through some of the strategies that you should have in your head in order to make sure that you don't way overpay for a property, or make sure that whatever you do pay, you're comfortable for one paying that price, and you know in your heart that you're not overpaying for it. So stay tuned for that. But overall, the month has been very, very strong. May was strong. We've had a strong year so far. I was just listening to Phil Soper, who's the CEO of Royal LePage Canada, and Phil has been known for a long time as being very intelligent on what's going on in the housing market, and he forecast the same thing. He said they're expecting about 16% growth in the last quarter of this year in housing prices, and they're going to continue to see that. It'll start to cool off next year is what he's thinking, but when it does start to cool off, it'll be a matter of, is it going to go down? No, is what he's saying. I also agree with him. I think it's going to level off a little bit more, and we're going to stop seeing these huge price increases, but I think we're still going to be in a strong market for real estate. So if you're a seller right now and you're looking to downsize, or you're looking to move to maybe another province where it's cheaper, now might be the best time to take advantage of these prices. Regardless of what you're thinking, if you do have any questions or if you need anything, feel free to call me anytime. We can go through what the best option for you is, and we'll sit down and just have a conversation and see how that goes. So have a great day, everybody, and thanks for watching. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me. If you have comments, please leave them in the comment section below or contact me. All of my contact information is beside me and below me in the description. Have a great day.